Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chamber Chats. As you know, we always do it on Monday at noon or a little afternoon, except when we don't. And so we didn't. And so now it's, of course, on Wednesday, which is wonderful because it is a balmy, nice, sweet kind of a day, with the exception of some guys and gals are trying to cut wheat, and it hadn't rained since in forever, and now it's kind of rainy. And I listened to our weather as I was coming in. The Channel 9 people do it for us, and they're saying, yeah, going to have some rain in northwest Oklahoma. So, what are you going to do? We'll just enjoy the balmy day, I guess. And I'm here with Jody, the co director of the Alva Chamber of Commerce, and the big kahuna in chamber chats, because you see, well, here's Jody. How's everything?
Good.
Well, that's it. Okay. Gotta go. Got a lot of stuff to do. See you next week. No. What's happening in the Alva Chamber of Commerce?
Well, it's always nice to have a little bit of a long weekend, isn't it? With Memorial Day being on Monday, and we're already at Wednesday because you start the week, you know, a day later, and so yeah. But yeah, it's feeling like a Tuesday to me, or maybe like a Monday, but that means that the weekend's almost here, right? Lots of stuff going on. Is there lots of stuff going on? Well, there is. If you look through the newsletter, there is always stuff going on. It is the kickoff week for VBS. And we will have all of the VBS in our newsletter as those come about. This week is for the Lutheran Church. They have their VBS next week. I believe the Christian church is where you're going to want to send your kiddos to VBS. So make sure that you call the Christian church and get your kiddos signed up for that. Also, Graceful Arts started with their summer art camps this week. And if you've missed this camp, it's okay. There's another one coming up. So just call down there and check that out. This week we have lots of people coming to town for the Southern Plains Grasslands Summit. And I know you told me earlier you're going to be out there with Rose and Ben. So I'm sure that you'll be getting lots of information on that coming up with the Southern Plains Grassland Summit. But lots of people are coming to town for that. So, as people are coming into town, you see some unfamiliar faces. Make sure to give them a friendly smile to welcome them to Alpha. In addition to things going on this week, Northwestern Lady Rangers have their first summer camp starting on Thursday. This is for girls grades 3 through 8. It's an overnight camp. So if you haven't registered for that already, make sure that you get registered. And then this Saturday is the Salt Creek Revival at the High Plains Stage. That is May 30th at 7 p.m. at Alva Beer Co. So go check that out. On Sunday, it is Fifth Sunday. The Fifth Sunday only happens four Sundays out of the year. So when that happens, the Ministerial Alliance gets together and they have a little luncheon on the square. So they do prayer in the square. That's going to be on Sunday, May 31st at 12:30. So bring your lawn chair and come hang out with the Alva Ministerial Alliance and get in on some of that prayer on the square. Also, on Sunday, the Power Force is going to be at the Speak Life Fellowship. So this is a strength team with a message of hope to lift the world. If you remember seeing those things like back, I don't know when it was, like in the 90s, maybe something like that, where they would tear the phone book in half, those kind of things, like the Power Team. Anyway, they're going to be at the Speak Life Fellowship on Sunday at 6:00. So make sure you go and check that out. And we are going into June next week. Already, last month of the second quarter of the year. Our year is already almost halfway over. And that means that it's time to start thinking about Christmas because we got to start planning. And that being said, Bank It is this quarter is for the Alva Chamber Christmas. So that's just going to go to expand the Christmas event and bring even more holiday cheer to downtown Alva. And so we're getting excited about that. If you have not yet donated to Bank It, you can go to ahabitofhelping.com and that will get you to the sheet that you can fill out to take to your bank, or you can just drop by any donation location: High Plains Bank, Wisdom Heritage Bank, Dream First Bank, and Hopeton State Bank. Any of those banks will accept your donation to the Bank It Fund. I think that's about all that I have, Ben.
That's quite a bit when you just stop and think about it. Quite a little bit. You referred to the Southern Plains Grassland Summit. We'll be setting up there first thing tomorrow morning. Trey Malone, Dr. Trey Malone, will be the speaker at, I think, 8:45. He is the endowed chair of managerial economics and agribusiness at Purdue University. Also a guy that comes from this part of the country. We'll do Rose and Ben tomorrow out at the, by the way, the Southern Plains Grassland Summit, I should tell you where it is at the Salt Fork Event Center in the Great Hall. So join us there. There actually is a mixer this evening at the Alva Beer Co. So enjoy yourself there, and we'll see you in the morning at 8:45. We'll do Rose and Ben at 11. You know, it's the latest and most mature morning show in the free world. 1 hour a week, 11 a.m. on Thursday, because Rosie didn't really want to work on Friday. You know what I mean? And so right after Rose and Ben, Karen Hickman, Dr. Karen Hickman, will speak. She is the director of environmental science at OSU. She will also chair a panel that includes Trey Malone and another Trey Lamb, the executive director of Oklahoma Conservation Commission. State Representative Mike Dobrinsky from Okeen will be on that panel, and Adam Ray, coordinating biologists with Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever. The afternoon workshop from Trey Malone is Bad Strategy Broke Ranch, using strategic management to improve profitability. So it's a huge event. It's a big deal, and it's Thursday and Friday. Actually, starting this evening with the mixer at Alva Beer Co. And then we'll see you out there tomorrow. That out there is Salt Fork Event Center. So you think you pretty much knocked all the events in the head, huh?
Well, for this week, we got to start gearing up for next week too, with it being Nescatunga, not this coming weekend, but next weekend out at the rec park. Make plans to go and attend that. Also, swimming pool's open. Go check out the pool. They posted that they had just a stellar first day. They opened on Memorial Day, and that day was sponsored. So pretty cool that happened. And then, of course, there's always lots of things coming up. The Salt Fork Strutters Roost Rally. I don't really know a whole lot about that, but you can look in our newsletter and check that out. Kai Flater is the contact on that. His number is on the flyer. You can also scan for tickets if you want to be a part of that. And that's going to be out at the Salt Fork Event Center as well, I believe. I may be wrong on that, though, so don't quote me on that one. Yeah, go look at our newsletter. Always look at our newsletter. We've got lots of stuff going on. alvaok.net is how you can get subscribed to that. And once you are subscribed, that comes to your inbox typically every Monday at 4 o'clock. There's a resend that goes out on Thursdays, just for those who did not open their newsletter. So not only should you subscribe to it, but you should also open it so you know exactly what's going on. We have lots and lots of flyers there. Also, if you are curious about what's happening and you don't have access to your email, you can go to alvaok.net and click on events, and that's going to take you straight to our events calendar. We try to put everything that goes in our newsletter right there on the events calendar, so you know everything that's going on. So lots of camps happening. Oh, story time starts next week. Since June starts, story time at the library is happening. So I said I did it all, but Ben, there's always more. There's always something happening. And did you know that in our newsletter, we've now been putting job openings? So if you are looking for a job, go check out our newsletter, and we've got lots of flyers. We try to collect those flyers that we see going around so that they are all collected in one place if you are looking for a job. And of course, go check out the movies at Rialto every day at 2 and 7. They've got The Sheep Detectives and The Mandalorian and Grogu. So that's our plan this afternoon, is to go to a matinee. Breaker's been asking and asking and asking to go see The Sheep Detectives, so we're going to go do it.
I think the other one looks great. I think Breaker would love the other one.
Well,
what's the name of it? It's a cute name.
The Mandalorian and Grogu?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he may want to see that too, but The Sheep Detectives is the one that he's been asking about.
Okay, then we're in. I mean, Breaker wants it, we're in.
That's right. So, matinees throughout the week is what it says on Rialto's page. You can always get your most up-to-date information for Rialto on Rialto Cinema Facebook page. They always post it right there.
Right there. Thank you, my dear. What a great, great job. And you've finished a little bit early. So I'm not sure what that means, other than you're very, very efficient. And we both agree that Christmas is in 2 weeks.
It's coming just in a second.
I read something just this week. Actually, you and I talked about this, and then somebody that heard us sent me an article, and it's a fact that after you turn 70, events in your life appear to hasten. Your life appears to be going very, very quickly by, which is exactly the life I'm living.
Well, I look back, we were talking about, you were asking me earlier how old my son is, and I've got 3 of them, but like the fact that I have sons in their 20s, it just blows my mind. I have a grandbaby now. It's like, and I go back and I think, man, they were just little just a few months ago, and like they just graduated high school, and yet they didn't. I mean, and then it's just crazy. So the saying, the days are long, but the years are short, man, that hits. So
I told you that one of my favorite things about getting to go to Ireland and watching my granddaughter get married in a castle. I could get used to living in a castle, but that's another story. One of my favorite things was I got to sit and talk a couple of times with my girls. I've got a blonde and a redhead. They live completely across the United States from each other. One's in Florida, one's in Oregon, and that's kind of the way we need them. They could be a little further apart, but they're okay like that. But we talk a lot on the phone, and we text, which is not my favorite thing, because of the chance of miscommunication that seems to follow me around. But as I told you, what I enjoyed about that trip was I got to sit and talk individually with both of my girls. And but what we talked about, I was a single dad for the longest time, so we've kind of grown up together, them and their brother. And so I've always said, well, I'm your dad. You can tell me anything. And now I spend half the time in our conversations, it seems, on the phone going, oh my God, don't tell me that. But the conversation that we had at the recently in Ireland were about like, Dad, how old is it? When do I go sign up for this stuff? Like, I know at 65 you have to do something. I'm thinking this is my baby. Who wants to know? But it's zipped right on by.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, kid.
Got a birthday that's coming up.
I have a birthday on July 3rd.
Yeah.
I did not believe this, but I had to go somewhere sometime, and I couldn't find a birth certificate. I didn't have a passport at that time, so I went down to the thing in Oklahoma City and got my copy of my birth certificate, and I really was born at 3:33 a.m. on the 3rd. I've always been told that, but I thought it was just something cute to say, but that's nothing handy happens at 3:33 a.m. I don't think, but I was there.
Well, I mean, I guess you being born. That
Yeah,
was what was handy.
it was a big deal, big deal that day for sure. Yeah, I got one coming up, and it's one that, you know, karma is such a tough lady, Jamie, because I got some karma coming because in my lifetime I've not cut necessary slack to some older people from time to time, and now that's coming home. That is coming home. It's I made a deal one time. I was trying to get back in with God, and I said, you know, if you'll just let me run this, what we're doing here until I'm 50, I'll never ask you for another thing. Well, I've been trying to renegotiate that for just forever. But karma is letting me know that he's still there. He's still there.
He's always there. He's always there. And
Always.
I don't call it karma. I call it you reap what you sow. That's the biblical definition is reaping what you sow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but he's always there.
Yeah.
You don't have to negotiate with him. You just gotta say, hey.
Tell me that again.
You don't have to negotiate with God. You just say, hey.
I could have used that 30 years ago. Where were you?
Well, 30 years ago, I would.
Oh, quit it. Quit it. You kids, I swear. Okay, we're through. You done?
I'm finished.
Chamber chats. You never know where it's going to go. And producer director SID on premises at the Castle on the Hill, Cade Kennedy. We better check with him as we fade out here at the bottom of the hour. Man, there's nobody up on the hill, but I think Classic Bowl band people move in before long.
They do. I mean, they'll be at the football field before too long. It's one of my favorite little things of the year is you get to walk around campus. You can hear them practicing. It's nice to hear that live music throughout your day. Of course, you have that going on. Hopefully, the rain can stay away a little bit, not just for Classic Bowl's sake as well, but we've got our own stuff going on. The football golf tournament's going on, the hog roast Friday night, all that fun stuff.
Wow, that's a biggie deal. I share the band stuff with you. In fact, I'll be doing a bunch of interviews for K101 with the band people. And your favorite instrument is?
I mean, it's got to be the saxophone. That's what I played in middle school.
Exactly. You and Bill Clinton, two recognizable figures that are saxophonists, right?
If you want to put it that way, I guess. I don't know if I really want to be grouped with Bill Clinton with a lot of things, but okay.
He had pretty good saxophone play. I think you're okay.
Okay, I'll take it then.
All right. Cade Kennedy, right there on the hill, or getting ready to go back to the hill. Jody, did you lean in on the observation from Cade?
Well, I just said that's what I played too in middle school.
You did?
I played the saxophone in middle school, but we didn't have band when I was in high school. So,
yeah.
So the program got cut. But my husband, he's a tuba player. I heard that the band is like way bigger this year, so they're. I don't know, just a lot more members this year to the K101 band. So that's exciting.
Well, I mean, it's been gosh, I think I have some notes that said 240 kids would from last year or 2 years ago. And what's so cool with a lot of these schools is they are so small that they don't get to march in their bands. But when they put them together here and there's 240 or however many and they get to march on the field, it's goosebumps.
It is. Yeah. Very exciting.
Okay. We now return you to what we laughingly refer to as regular programming.